Facing History uses history as a way for students to understand about the choices that people made in the past. We say that people make choices and choices make history. So they learn through the history of the Holocaust, or in our own country, what happened after slavery, what those legacies are and the impact of that for today. By looking at the choices that people make and the factors that influence them, like fear or compassion, students understand that their choices make a difference.
I feel like part of what Facing History does is not just about yourself, it's about impacting your community as well. That's what makes me so passionate about Facing History, is seeing those experiences, seeing students make those connections to big historical moments and making it relevant to their own lives today in order to affect positive change. The way that Facing History had impacted me, I'm able to see that happening for students. And now it's developed to the point where we're teaching them the facilitation skills so they're able to have difficult conversations with their peers, with their parents, with community members.
Facing History and ourselves was really founded with the idea that democracy is a work in progress. It's a constant work that we have to do, and we have to really equip students to be able to understand their role in help creating a democracy. And schools are a very important place for that to take place. And so teachers need those tools, and they need the courage to be able to guide difficult conversations, and so they also need the tools to do that, and that's what we provide for them.
We always start with a study of the individual and identity. We have to understand how we identify ourselves and why we identify ourselves in specific ways. So, you know, for teenagers who are starting to learn about themselves, I believe that it really gives them an opportunity to have a space where they can have pretty intellectual conversations about identity and about themselves. People are constantly learning from one another, and obviously they're learning about differences, but they're also learning about similarities. And so when you're talking about Facing History impacting schools, you know, if we're talking about building community in a classroom, you can assume that that's going to be happening outside of the classroom as well, which was pretty typical even when I was a student going through that same process.
Facing History created the Upstanders in Memphis History mural. The stories of the Upstanders in Memphis history are a way for us to think that and understand that there's so many different ways that you can make a difference. There's not just one. And that by looking at the stories of how people navigated that, we can become inspired, we can learn new tools, and it really gives us powerful stories to draw on as we work to create a better Memphis.